Gather up your projects, settle in your favorite spot. It's time to stitch with Sarah at her stitchy Camelot. Let's celebrate each other, this community we've got. It's time to get down to Sarah's Stitches Pardon.
Hello everyone, my name is Sarah. Welcome to my FlossTube channel, where we will discuss and celebrate all things cross-stitch. Grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and join me
at Sarah's Stitchy Spot.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is FlossTube number 54. It is Wednesday, July 31st, 2024, so we are about to say goodbye to July and hello August. I would like to take this moment to welcome each and every one of you to my FlossTube channel. As I do at the beginning of every video, I want to give my love and hugs and kisses to my husband Stan for writing and performing the intro song that you just heard. If you are new to my FlossTube channel, welcome. I hope you will like what you see and that you will subscribe, like, share, ring the bell, and do all the things that we do on FlossTube. And to all my returning subscribers and viewers, hi, it is so good to see you. And as of last Sunday, I had the actual joy of getting to see a few of you face to face, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So we've got a lot to talk about today. I've got shares, I've got a new start, I've got some finishes, I've got a fully finish. I want to talk about my plans. Let's hope I do it for August and September. So let's just jump in. Now, some of the business stuff that I wanted to talk about is I had a comment from Busy Magna B. She was asking about did I have a particular stitch rotation? Not terribly. So here's kind of what I'm doing right now. Sunday is going to always be working on Vince's stocking because I have to have that ready by this Christmas. And I may have to add a few days, and I'll show you my progress on that when we go through my works in progress. Prior to finishing Mary 395, I did work on a red sampler on Thursdays. That schedule is going to change a little bit for August and September, but otherwise, no real changes. I mean, no real scheduling. I don't plan out at the beginning of the month exactly what I'm going to work on. It's sort of a wake up and do it. Often I will, on the 13th of the month, I will work on a Halloween piece for Dark 13. On the 24th of the month, when I remember, I like to pull out Feast of Friendship by Blackbird Design and work on that. So I don't really have a set schedule. I do a session of stitching in the morning, a session of stitching in the afternoon. We have what we will now fondly call my happy hour stitching from 5 to 7, and from that time on, I don't stitch. That's Stan and I time. So I hope that gave you a little bit of an idea. I do have a focus piece that will get 7 days out of the month, and I also have a 2 threads a day piece that I put 1 to 2 threads in every day. So if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to ask. But what the next thing I wanted to do before I announce the next 10 for the Zoom stitch is I'm going to insert some pictures because I know sometimes I just throw out directions like the link for the Google form is in the drop-down box below. So I took pictures and I tried to circle where that drop-down box is, and I want to insert that there, here. Or maybe as I'm talking, who knows how I'll do it. But and I've got that circled, so when you click on that or press that, you'll get, it says more, and you'll press on that, and then the information will come down. And then I also took a picture of the video, of the a screenshot of where that Google form is in my drop-down box. Now that may change from video to video, but the essential order is usually the same. I usually put down the floss tubes that I've mentioned, if there's any particular information about a stitch along I want you to know, but probably what it will be going forward now will be the floss tubes that I've mentioned, and then there'll be the information about our Zoom stitching meetups. So I'll have run those pictures across, and please, if you have any questions about that, don't hesitate to let me know. I do want to say we had the first Zoom stitch, and that was on July 28th. I thought it was a grand success. I was very happy. It was just so wonderful to see you all. We chatted, we showed what we were working on, we talked about plans, we talked about staff for September. I got an idea of where a lot of you are living, and it was wonderful, and I look forward to many, many more of those. So without further ado, let's announce who the next 10 are going to be. And number 1, Alex, Salex-Stitches. Hi, Alex. I'm very happy about that. Number 2, Stacy Fitzgerald, 3641. Renee Bevla, 422. alisoncaronflyingfree. Honeybee Stitcher, 1598. Kathy Whitman, 4306, and I do believe I might have met you at Midsummer Stitching. Deborah Prairie Stitcher, Madeline Gay, 9764, Lisa Barcombe, 2655, and Kathy Loves Stitching. So those will be the next 10, and so I'm going to ask you if you will fill out the Google form below so that I will have your email to be able to send you the link. I am planning on doing that, our next Zoom meeting on August the 11th. That is a Sunday, and we will do it at the same time from 12 to roughly 2 o'clock. So that will be August 11th. That is a Sunday from 12 p.m. to 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So, congratulations. I don't want to say it's a congratulations that you get to stitch with me. But anyway, that'll be the next group, and I'm really looking forward to it. So we've got that, and I'm going to just be moving things out of the way. I did want to say that we had a lovely For the Love of Stitches meetup in Sacramento in last Saturday, July 27th, and it was wonderful seeing all of you again. And they're just they kind of fill your cup up and to sit and stitch with wonderful women. So and then, oh my goodness, I have to stop. I will be right back. Okay, that was the intro mentioning For the Love of Stitches, because Angie, and I'll run her Instagram tag below, she stitched this for me. Is that not gorgeous? Now, if I'm correct, Angie, I think this is 1/1 on 46, but it's exquisite. So it's in this beautiful little locket, and Angie, I will treasure it. But not only did Angie do that, Angie made a locket for my granddaughter, and I will run a picture across with her initials, hoping that it may one day instill in Mira the love of cross stitch. Well, I was not expecting the reaction that Mira had. I texted her and showed her a picture, and she literally squealed on a text, if you can imagine. And she wanted it now. She was asking Mom to pick it up, Dad to pick it up. She was very, very excited. So I told Mom that she needs to take care of it, that I don't want her going swimming in it, if you catch my drift. But Angie, it brought her a great deal of joy. And it's wonderful when things are done for me, and I appreciate them. But when someone, just sort of steps out of the box and does something like that for a family member, it really touches me. So thank you very much. Okay, So I have 3 new floss tubers that I want to shout out today. And as we talked about last time, I don't always remember a lot depending on when I watched them. But the 3 floss tubers that I want to shout out today are Milka of Mega Stitches. I met Milka, and she's also been a lovely commenter on my FlossTube. But I met Milka on a speed dating. She is lovely. She has lovely projects. She has a beautiful aesthetic about. Her latest FlossTube had fresh flowers laid around. I think that her boyfriend had given her. And she's delightful. So I want to encourage you all to go over and say hi to Milka and subscribe to her channel. The next one is Rika, and I also met Rika in one of the chat rooms or the stitching tables at Midsummer Stitching. And Rika's FlossTube is House of Stitch and Stash. Rika stitches on absolutely gorgeous projects. She's a lovely woman. She has a lovely voice, and her projects are wonderful. So please go over and give her a wonderful FlossTube welcome. And my last stitcher is Michael. And Michael is Davis Quilting Stitching. And I will have all of that below. So as his title says, he stitches and he quilts. And he has an amazing collection and projects that are all beautiful, big samplers. And so I encourage you guys to run over and say hi. He just released a video, but the one prior to that, we did get a chance to meet a couple of his children at the end, which was really nice and just added a very personal touch to his video. So those are 3 new floss tubers that I'm hoping as a collective group we can go and make them welcome and subscribe to their channels. Now, about floss tubers though, I do want to say that I have been watching, obviously, antique needleworkers, Shellie, and Tiger Lily, Kari of Tiger Lily Designs. Particularly what has been very interesting to me is they have started a quilt along, and I guess that's a quall, with English paper piecing. So I don't know when I'm going to be ready to jump in, but I am watching the videos and learning as much as I can. Susan Stanley got me started, and so I am interested to see this come along. So I encourage you. They are trading off videos. Kari did the first one with the fabric supplies, and you can print this form off. She instructs you how to do that. And then Shellie has put up her first one where she shows you how to make the hexie, how to cut the hexie. And not only does Shellie tell you how to do those, she gives you multiple options and ways that you can do that. So I'm encouraging you guys to check that out, especially if you haven't done English paper piecing, or if you have and you would like to follow along with them and make a grandma's quilt. So flower gardener, I don't know the exact term, but anyway, so I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that. So now I think we can jump into shares. And I have a few today, so we will get started. And as you know, I'm looking at my list where I have written things down. So from Susan, we have 2 Patriotic finishes, and the 4th may be gone, but summer isn't. So the first one is Faded Flag by October House Fiber Arts. And I don't have any information about what she stitched that on, or but anyway, it doesn't really need much. It is beautiful all by itself. And her second piece is American Flag by Erin Elizabeth. So Susan, I want to thank you for sending those and encouraging everyone with their patriotic stitching. My second one is from Sheila, and this is a Modern Folk Embroidery, Fancy and ABC. She stitched this on a 20 count natural Aida. She used DMC 310. It had 79,000 stitches, and it is glorious. So Susan, thank you for sending that. Desiree is next, and she sent in Patchwork Santa by Pansy Patch Quilting and Stitchery, which you guys know is one of my favorites. She stitched this on a 36 count dirty teacup with Roxy Flossco thread. Her second piece is Jacob's Quaker by Modern Folk Embroidery. She stitched this on a 36 count Panettone by Roxy Flossco, and she also used the color Royal Floss by Roxy Flossco. So gorgeous pieces. And you may hear some noise, and if it gets loud, too loud, that I think I will stop it. They are working on my deck in the front, which is really kind of where I am. And it hasn't been too bad, but if it gets louder, I'll just pause and I'll come back. So the next share is Jeannie, and this is Salt Box Quilt Sampler, and it's by Brenda Gervais. It's on 32 count lamb's wool linen with the called for flosses. And who doesn't love it? Okay, it will be a little loud, so I'm going to stop now and I'll come back. Okay, hi. I'm going to try to do this. I may have to stop intermittently, but I did want to go back to Jeannie's just in case. I don't want to give her completion short shrift. And it was the Salt Box Quilt Sampler by Brenda Gervais on 32 count lamb's wool linen with the called for flosses. The next two pieces are from Deb, and this is one that you had seen previously if you have been watching me as a work in progress, and it is now complete. It is Temperature Dragon by Christus Corner Needle, and that is on Etsy. And she stitched this on a 36 count Grouchy Grinch by Those Missing Stitches with DMC floss and a little bit of DMC Diamond and Marlet. And what is fascinating about this is she found the temperatures of her son's first year from birth to the day he turned 1 year old. And she has placed those in this Temperature Dragon, and she's going to gift that to him. And she put his date of birth is in one small little gold stitch, which I just think is fabulous. It's just so unique, and it's such a lovely way to honor her son for his birthday. And her second piece is a work in progress. It is Faith, Hope, and Love by Fox and Rabbit, which was the 2024 Stitch Along. And is on 36 count Marvelous Meg by Those Missing Stitches. And she's doing it in blues, blue grays, and a white, and she's using Vicki Clayton silks, Splendor, and Silks for You. So Deb, thank you. It has been such a joy to follow your progress on the Temperature Dragon. Deb does come to the For the Love of Stitches meetings, and so I have seen it in person as well. And then finally we have Deborah, and she is on Instagram as Shingle Spring Stitcher. She finished Dasher and Dancer by Hobby House Press. She did this on a 36 count vintage by Bestitch Me. She used DMC 815, and this was her 2 threads per day. And those again of you that have watched my videos, you will see the amazing finishes that Deborah has gotten, certainly over the last year, with 2 threads a day. And so I hope that encourages you all to give it a try. So those are our shares for the day. I will show you quickly my, since the month is almost over, this is my planner where I record my stitching. And you can see there's usually several pieces on there a day. So again, back to Busy Magna B, you can get an idea that you know, I do stitch on several pieces. So I had a I wanted to show you my fully finished piece, which is the piece that I did for summer camp, Cross Stitch Summer Camp 2024, which is hosted by Shellie, the Colorado Stitcher. And this was Souvenir de France, and it is, I've made it into a project bag. Oh, the date on there, 2018, is when Stan and I went to Paris. And I did see a finish of one of these on one of the groups, I think on Facebook, and they had actually done the Olympic rings down here, which is just very, very clever. So as you guys know, I am just using whatever fabric I have to hand. And if I'm going to show you the inside just because you guys will probably want to laugh. It's like crazy. And then there's a little purple up here. And so, but I mean, you know, pink is, it's not the worst. But so that was my fully finish. I also finished a little bit of Christmas by, this is by, oh, don't do this. Oh my goodness. I will put it below. I have stitched this on a 32 count coloring cotton. I think I don't have the little card with me. And I plan to do a Christmas project bag with this as well. But so I'm pretty pleased because I have, for Christmas in July, I have finished this. I finished Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas by Kitten Stitcher, and I finished Christmas Rose. And then I will show you how far I got on the other pieces that I was working on. I also had a finish of, I'm working out of the A Merry Mini Surprise by Prairie Schooler, and that is this book right here. So I have finished this one, and I will show you my start on this one. I'm stitching these on 36 count Murky, and I'm using the called for DMC. So this is the little finish here of the Candy Cane Santa, and then a new start of Walking Stick Santa, which is really just dangling threads and nonsense. But his candy cane, I mean, his walking stick is here and his hand is holding it, and that's how far I've gotten. So, so these will definitely be little ornaments. So even though I am very behind in my 12 and 24 ornament sal, I think when I get these done and then I fully finish my Mill Hill that you may have seen, which was a little Christmas stocking, you know, I'm going to be close, and I will obviously keep working on those. So I had one more new start, and this one is just, I am stunned. To me, I'm going to call this really beautiful. It is a Pennsylvania Christmas Deer by Shakespeare's Peddler. This was gifted to me, the chart. And I am stitching this on 36 count Cedar River linen in the color Red Cedar, and using the ecru that was also gifted to me. And look how this is coming out. Oh goodness, isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I don't know why, but this just, I just think it's going to be beautiful. Look at the modeling. It's so subtle, but it is so exquisite. Oh, Jody, do you have a way with fabrics? So that is the Pennsylvania Christmas Deer by Shakespeare's Peddler. And that was my final new start. And I'm keeping it in the floss bag that I got as a winner with for the June cross stitch summer camp, and this was made by Becky Stevens of Cozy Old Quilts, and it is gorgeous. So that is where that will live until it is finished. So I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, so I had 2 new starts. I had a fully finish, and I had a finish of the a little bit of Christmas. So now we'll go into whips, which that's not too bad. I will wait. I'm going to go into my works in progress, which we affectionately call whips. There is not as many as there usually are. Okay, I will be right back. Okay, so my first work in progress is Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird Designs. As I explained earlier, this is my focus piece, so I make every effort to give it 7 days a month until it is finished. And I am stitching this on a 36 count flannel flower by Fox and Rabbit. I'm using the called for overdyed floss. And this, with some dangling threads, is my progress. So I have completely filled in the house. I got this row of alphabet completely done, and I have started on the last band with the flowers. This flower does have a mistake, but it was discovered at a point where I was not going to rip it all out. So it may look a little different to those of you who have stitched it. I plan to put my daughter's initials on this, and for their to celebrate my 3 daughters. So that is Oh Joyous Day. My next work in progress is Merry and Bright by Cottage Garden Samplings. You would think that concentrating on this one would have gotten me further, but again, incredibly stitch heavy. But all right, I am stitching this on a 36 count Eucalyptus by Fox and Rabbit with the called for overdyed floss. And this is where I am. So I know I finished this, and I brought this down, so this is the bird's feet. So the bird I'm getting close to, so I'm very excited about that. The house is completely done. I started on those little Quaker motifs at the bottom. Lots of berries to do, a big bird. So again, probably won't see this at Christmas, but I do enjoy working on it, as I do all the cottage garden pieces. So that is Merry and Bright. And guys, I do apologize that I'm sort of insisting on trying to get through this, but they're going to be here for 10 days. And so, you know, if I don't do it now, it will be too long and I would miss you too much. So, okay, my next piece is Vince's stocking, which is a woodland story time by Cooler Designs. And I am stitching this on a 14 count Aida in antique white using the called for DMC. And this is my progress. So Santa's starting to come in. I did get this cardinal here, and I'm trying to take this massive area of blue across. I just love seeing the elements fall into place. It is so much fun, and I know that Vince will love this. So that's Woodland Story Time by Cooler Designs. I work on this every Sunday. Okay. The next whip is another one that I just keep plugging away at, and that's Christmas Delivery by Cottage Garden Samplings. And I am stitching this also on a 36 count eucalyptus with the called for colors. And this is my progress. So there has been progress. I'm getting, the Christmas tree is coming up. I'm starting to get into some of the presents here. I'm filling in the sled slowly, and some of the, this scroll work. That could almost use to be ironed, couldn't it? So that is Christmas delivery. I would love to have this for Christmas, but I need to get back to my samplers. I have missed them terribly. So, Christmas delivery by Cottage Garden Samplings. My next work in progress is Bringing Good Cheer, and it's by Blackbird Designs, and this is the chart. And I am stitching this on a 36 count red by Picture This Plus. And I'm using the called for overdyed floss. I love this border. And then I started the alphabet in here, and that color is lovely. So this is my progress so far on Bringing Good Cheer. Look at that, the color of that alphabet. Wow. And I've left a needle in. So that's Bringing Good Cheer by Blackbird Designs, and a lot of noise. And my next is Summer at Cherry Hill by Brenda Gervais. This is my 2 threads a day piece. And you know, I am into the 3rd month of two threads a day on this piece. So that might give you an idea of how stitch heavy this piece is. I am stitching it on a 36 count Stars Hollow Blend by R&R, and I am using the called for overdyed floss. And this is my progress. So I have taken the border all the way around. I got this big flower in here. I started in down here. This single border is done all the way across. Let's pull this out of the way. So I still got a lot of dam grass, a big dress, and a couple more big flowers, but I love working on it. So that is Summer at Cherry Hill, and maybe I will actually finish it this summer, by Brenda Gervais. Okay, we only have one more whip. I know for me, this is like a crazy, not very many whips. But I did try to give some of these bigger Christmas pieces as much as I could for the month. And this one is Merry Santa by Teresa Kogut. I want to do this house in this pot so bad. And I think I'm stitching it on a 36 count Cola by Extra Designs, and I'm using the called for DMC. And this is my progress, hanging threads and all. So I know that I got the Mary all the way done. I was working on his coat here. I started this heart here. So that is what I got done so far. And that is Merry Santa by Teresa Kogut. So those are my works in progress, my whips. And again, I don't want to over apologize for the noise, but like I said, they're going to be here for 10 days, and so I wanted to get this video recorded and out to you guys like we always do. So that is what we've got there. So now we will go through my plans, and here's what I'm planning on doing. I have printed off a little calendar for August and September. Now you can see these are quite blank. So they're not filled out but what I want to do is I want to concentrate on my samplers, and I am gonna actually try to map that out along with 4 new starts. So let me go over those new starts. So the first one is going to be, I mean, not the first one I'm going to show you is Like Morning Dew on a Rose. And that is by 1897 Schoolhouse Sampler. I purchased this at Stitch North. And these will be the colors. Aren't they gorgeous? They're all Weeks Dye Works. I have not auditioned fabric yet because I will be putting it on something that I have here. And it's going to live in this new project bag. So it has a home. So that is the first one. The next one will be Winter Wonderland. Again, I haven't pulled the threads, and I'm planning on probably doing it with DMC, and anywhere there's a blended thread, I will pull the overdyed. I also want to start a little bit of spring, and I think on August 1st, there's going to be a stitch along started by Jim, Stitching Jim, and catch her FlossTube, which is wonderful, and you can get all the information on that. So this will probably be my second start, and then my first start is going to be for Cross Stitch Camp 2024, and it's Garden Sampler. I know you guys have seen Lauren of the New Hampshire Stitcher has finished this. Liz of Elizabeth Ann Can Do Things. I don't know if she has decided on a name for her new videos, but I am doing this on a 40 count doubloon, and these are a handful of the colors. DMC colors. So I've got some already on Floss Drops. I've got some ready to go on Floss Drops. I'm covering up my face. And I am stitching this. So I'm going to start this on August 1st. I know that I won't get this finished in the month of August, but it's a chance to stitch with a designer carriage house samplings that I have never stitched on. And I am going to stitch this for my daughter Allison because she and Andrew and Mira have done an incredible job the last 3 summers of growing a lot of their own vegetables, and I want to celebrate that because I think it's wonderful. And they work very hard doing it, and as you can imagine, here in Northern California in very hot temperatures. So those are the 4 new starts for August and September. And then I have picked 10 of my samplers that I plan to give 2 to 3 days on. And those are going to be, they are subject to change, Sarah Milthrop, Florence Mary Dickinson, the Smith Sampler, Red Deer Sampler, Antonia Roselli Garcia by Jan Hicks Creates. I'm sorry, I'm not giving who they're by. Katharina Adriana Lundsen by 1884 Stitchery. Tirchi and Girchi by Modern Folk Embroidery. Little Birds by Blackbird Designs. Strawberry Manor by Teresa Kogut, and Anne Campion by Hands Across the Sea. So I plan to fill out this little map of these calendars with those samplers and my new starts, and I can show you what progress I've made with that next time. So other than the floss for some of these, I did not have any new purchases since I've seen you last. So I haven't gone back and listened to this, but I hope it is not too disturbing. But we've got, the 10 names for the next Zoom. And so I'm going to ask you all, if you want to Zoom, please put Zoom in your comment, because every time I will put those in the random comment picker. And I will try not to, I want to get through as many of you as I can as we, flush this out and see how we're going to do these going forward. I will say that one consensus of the group on the first one was that they did like the smaller group of 10, because everyone got to show what they were working on, and it was easier for us to talk amongst ourselves without a large group. So right now we'll stay at the 10. So please put Zoom somewhere in your comment if this is something that you would like to do. And if your name was called out, please go to the drop-down box that I explained at the beginning of the video and fill out that Google form, and I can send you the invitation for the next Zoom, which will be August the 11th from 12 to approximately 2 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, if you are new, this is not a common occurrence to have the construction going on. So I hope you liked what you saw, and that you will subscribe, like, ring the bell, share, and do all the things that we do on FlossTube. For all of you, my viewers and subscribers, I want to thank you all. Eva is doing well. I'm going to go spend next weekend with her. It's just going to be her and I and Vince hanging out. And so I'll probably have lots of pictures and things to share with you. But I do believe all the love and prayers that you guys have sent have been there, and we need to keep doing that. We keep needing to remember that we are a force to be dealt with our love, our kindness, our generosity, and I want us to keep spreading that and keep thinking about those that need it. All the people that have been displaced with the fires that are going on. I will tell you guys that yesterday we had one start probably less than 5 miles from our home. It was contained probably within about an hour and a half, and but it was, you pause and really think about what's important and what you need to take with you. So I'm not going to tarry, because I don't want to put you through any more noise, but you all know that I thank you all for being there and for supporting me for the last 2 years. So I love you all from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to say goodbye now, and until next time, grab your stitching, get comfortable, and stitch what you love. Bye-bye.